Good morning. So this video is just for filling out this table. So if you are looking for the audio for what is the horror genre, that's back on this slide. So down here, it says, which of the elements of the horror genre do you think is most important? Watch this video on how to fill out the table below. So you're going to be writing a 5-sentence paragraph, and each sentence is going to explain a specific part of what you're trying to explain. This paragraph structure is called ICEES. So first sentence is I, introduce topic sentence. Second is C, context sentence. Third, evidence from the text sentence. E. Second E, explanation of the evidence. And then last sentence S is a summary sentence. So 5-sentence paragraph. And I'm just going to walk you through how to answer this question. So which of the elements of the horror genre do you think is most important? So this question is referring back to these elements. So is suspense most important? Is plot most important? Setting, organization, source of horror, or themes? So you're going to pick one of these, and that's going to be your answer for your whole paragraph. And then, so I'm going to say suspense. Suspense is the most important element of the horror genre. So first thing I want you to notice is not my spelling errors. Is that I don't say I think. So I just say suspense is the most important. So when you read this, you know it's what I think, but I don't say I think at the beginning. So that's one skill we're going to try and work on this year. So context. So context, after I've introduced my topic sentence and all I did was pick an element and then turn this question into a statement. My context is where did I get this information from, or what am I basing my answer on? When we write these paragraphs, it'll be about something we've read. So you'll always have something to refer back to. So Sharon A. Russell, who's the author of the essay, Russell's What is the Horror Genre? Literary criticism discusses various elements of the horror genre. And suspense is one of the main elements she covers. So I have the text that we read and the author's name, and then just kind of like a brief explanation of what the whole thing that she wrote. So now I'm going to go find my evidence. So I'm going to go, I pulled out evidence for you, and that's what all of these slides are. So suspense evidence. So all you're going to do for this paragraph is copy and paste. So Control C, and then in here you want to do Control Shift V, and it'll put it in there pretty. If you don't, so if you just hit paste, it'll put it in there giant, and then you're going to have to fix it. So undo, Control Z is undo. Control Shift V is paste nicely. Or you can do right click, paste without formatting. So just to begin this, when you copy and paste this, it's a full quote. We know it's a quote because it has quotation marks. And it has the line numbers, and it ends in a period. So the only thing I'm going to add is Russell states. So I'm just repeating again that she's the one who said this. My explanation of my evidence. So how does this show the tension we feel when a character goes into the attic, down into the basement, or just into an abandoned house is partially the result of suspense. So I'm going to say how this shows that suspense is important in horror. So she uses the word tension, and then she describes all these scary scenarios. So let's see. Feeling tension or a rise in energy like suspense. Reading about characters rising. So writing is a process. So as I write this sentence, I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I want to say, and I just keep changing it. Reading about a rare character's rising tension. Reading about a character's rising. Reading about a character experiencing a situation with rising tension. Also gives the reader a sense of suspense and fear, which is what the horror genre should do. So first draft, and again, all of these little paragraphs I'll have you write, we're just trying to get our ideas onto the page. So this isn't a great sentence right now. And if we were writing an essay with this would be like my first draft. So reading about a character experiencing a situation with rising tension also gives the reader a sense of suspense and fear, which is what the horror genre should do. So summary sentence, you're always going to look at your topic sentence and just kind of restate it. So suspense is the most important element of horror genre. The point of stories in the horror genre is to scare and build suspense and scare readers, which is why suspense is so important. That's it. So I have a 5-sentence paragraph. I have my topic sentence where I answer or I picked an element. I have my context sentence where I explain who wrote and the text that we read, and then kind of just explain what that little essay was about. And then I picked a piece of evidence that went with my selected element, and all I did was add Russell states. And then I explained my evidence and how suspense is so important. And then I restated my point just to remind the reader. So that is all I need you to do on this slide. If you do also choose suspense, it'll look very similar to this, but just try to use your own vocabulary and build your own sentences as much as you can. Obviously, these 3 will be pretty similar, but these 2 should be pretty different from mine. Otherwise, you should be picking one of the other elements. So plot, setting, organization, source of horror, or themes. And then when you're done filling each of these boxes in, just turn this slide showing on Schoology. If you have any questions, hop into the Google Meet. Otherwise, that is it for this video.